Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to today's episode of the Daily Packers Post, where we bring you in-depth videos on your Green Bay Packers. We have new episodes dropping every day, Monday through Friday, so hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Today we're discussing why the Green Bay Packers have a tight end problem and how possibly they could fix it. And look, it's been 2 full games since Tucker Kraft was lost for the season, and the Packers knew that when they lost Kraft, they would have a challenge at tight end trying to replace him. He was the team's most reliable receiver, one of the best tight ends in the league. He led the team in touchdown catches at the time of his injury, and actually, even 2 games later, still leads the team with 6 touchdown receptions. But after 2 games without Kraft, it is clear there is a problem at tight end. Now, Kraft was in the lineup for the first 7 games of the season. In the 8th game in week 9, he was injured in the second quarter. 32 catches, 489 yards, 6 touchdowns. And he was sort of the ultimate short passing safety valve option for quarterback Jordan Love. He could check down, throw the ball 2-3 yards down the field, and just watch Tucker Kraft run. And look, Kraft fit in very well with the offense Matt LaFleur wanted to run. He's one of the, like we said, reliable short receiver. He is by far the best blocking tight end on this team, and that helped the running game. It also helped screen passes, short passes, jet sweeps, end arounds, all of those kind of plays that LaFleur really likes to implement and run. And then you add the fact that Kraft was so good at running after the catch. So he is tough to tackle one-on-one. He's powerful. He's also elusive at times for a big guy. And look, he gained 344 yards after the catch on 32 passes. That's an average of 10.75 yards after the catch per reception, according to ProFootballReference.com. So after Kraft goes down, the Packers, of course, turn back to Luke Musgrave. Musgrave, a second-round pick in 2023. Kraft was in the 3rd round. And it was Musgrave who actually earned the starting job out of training camp in 2023. But the Oregon State alum suffered a lacerated kidney midway through the season. Kraft stepped in and played exceptionally well, and he's held the starting job ever since. Musgrave, in the meantime, has been limited by injuries. He only played 7 games in 2024, had 7 catches for 45 yards. And this year, he started off as the backup, but played less than 40% of the team's offensive snaps in every one of the first 7 games except one, was only targeted 7 times in those first 7 games. Now, to be fair, Luke Musgrave has a different skill set than Tucker Kraft. Kraft excels at blocking and turning short catches into longer gains, while Musgrave is more of a speed guy who can get deep down the seam, kind of spread things out. The Packers really haven't had a tight end who can effectively do that since Jermichael Finley, and you're going back more than a decade ago. Kraft is a good blocker. Musgrave, a willing blocker, but not very good. He struggles, and that makes it harder to put him on the field on plays when you want to run the football. So in the first game after Kraft's injury, Musgrave was on the field for 76.5% of the Packers' offensive snaps. He caught 3 passes for 23 yards, but against the Giants, he was only on the field for 19 snaps, or 34.5% of the offensive plays. And after halftime, he was only on the field for 2 snaps. Why? Well, he certainly did not have a good game against the New York Giants. He dropped 1 pass that a lot of people thought should have been called a fumble. In fact, it was initially called a fumble, and then replay overturned that call. He also caught 1 pass for minus yards. So he spent most of the second half on the sideline. Now, thus far, and here is one of the reasons that this whole thing with Musgrave hasn't worked well, is that Matt LaFleur and the Packers offense, they're using Musgrave very much the way they used Kraft. They're using him on short routes, and they're not utilizing his speed and downfield catching ability. His blocking, as we mentioned, no surprise, it has been a liability. But it is the job of an NFL head coach to tailor your play calls and your game plan to the strengths of the guys in the lineup. And yes, Tucker Kraft is a more versatile and better option in the offense that Matt LaFleur wants to run. But now that Kraft is unavailable, he has to start developing some plays and calling some plays that play to Musgrave's strengths. He hasn't done that, and the results have been underwhelming both for Musgrave and for the Green Bay offense. Now, the other tight ends, you have John FitzPatrick and Josh Whyle. Neither of them block anywhere near as well as Kraft, and neither are as good at running after the catch as Kraft. They also don't get deep downfield the way Musgrave can. And so in running situations, especially short yardage running situations, we have seen the Packers insert an extra offensive lineman like Darian Kennard instead of an extra tight end. So one option to fix this is for Matt LaFleur to tailor some plays to the skill set of Luke Musgrave and John FitzPatrick and Josh Whyle while we're at it. The other option is that you may need to sign a tight end who specializes in blocking to make the offense run a little bit more effectively. And then again, run plays that play to the strengths of the guys you've got. Musgrave so far through 2 games has failed to take advantage of this opportunity that Kraft's injury presented. And this may be his last opportunity to really make himself an integral part of the Packers offense. But to do that, you got to play to his strengths. He cannot just be asked to do what Tucker Kraft did. He has to be allowed to be the best version of Luke Musgrave that he can be. Check out our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles on the Packers. Here on YouTube, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of the Daily Packers Post. I'm Gil Martin. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everybody. And of course, go Pack Go.